So we'll start with our new topic. So in this session for today, we are going to see the different transactions which we can do in system. So till now we have created all the foundation data. Now using those foundation data which we have created, we will try to hire an employee. We will try to hire a pending worker or a contractor. We'll try to see how the record looked like, and after that we'll try to do some changes like maybe changing the location of an employee, or maybe adding a manager to an employee. Then we will terminate the employee. So and again in this case we are going to hire two employees. So in case you want to hire a new person, you have to go to this navigation. From navigation, under my client group, you have to click new person. Navigation, my client group, and there you need to click on new person. Now, on this task, expand this task button and click on hire an employee. For contractor, we will use the contract contingent worker. For a pending worker, we will use add a pending worker, and for all the non-workers are generally the employee which are not, are generally the person which you hire in your organization, but they are not a normal employee. They can be like a cleaner, or they can be some other person which doesn't have any employment assigned to them. So to hire an employee, a valid employee in your organization, you will use this hire an employee link.
So what is a contingent worker means?
Contingent workers are contractors.
Do they will
So
have jobs, positions, grades, everything?
everything. Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe your organization may have two types of employee. One are your normal employee. So it is like you have everything for them: payroll, benefit enrollment. So it is like a normal employee in organization, and they can be another set of employee like a contractors, which are actually hired just for a small duration or a small project. When the project is complete, you will terminate them. So for contractors, normally the company will not do any benefits help. So for them, they will not consider contractors for benefit enrollment for many other things. So again, it is again your client requirement. If they have a both set of employees working in their organization, so you can use employee and a contractor. Again, contractor can have a salary also. So you can attach a salary to a contractor, or you cannot. It totally depends upon you. Or you can leave your contract like without salary. So maybe the third party which actually brings the contractor will be paying the salary to the contractor. So you'll see all of them. The jobs, department, positions, everything will be attached to contractor. While hiring an employee, use and hire date 1/1/2019. In both the case. So it is like hire date, whatever the date which is you are actually hiring an employee. So in our lab exercise, we will use 1/1/2019 so that we know when we have hired an employee. Whenever you do any transactions in system, whether it is hire, whether it is any change on the assignment like change manager, change location, or whether you terminate an employee, each of the transaction is actually linked to an action and an action reason and an action type. So this is an hiring page. So the action type is hire an employee. Okay. And this action type is seeded one. You cannot change the action type because change location, change manager, hire an employee, all these are seeded action type. To each action type, you can have a set of actions and action reason. So by default, in this the default one is hire, but you can see that many other higher action has been created. So it is a custom created. So we'll see how to create action and action reason also. So whenever you do a transaction, it is an action type. So hire an employee is an action type, and that action type will have many actions and action regions. So let's select the default one, hire. Each action will have some other reasons like hire to a different position or a new uh, hire or something like that. So we'll select a hire reason, hire to a filled vacant position. Now we'll select our legal employer. So you can see that legal employer is mandatory while hiring a person. And actual transactions start at a legal employer. So legal employer is nothing but all the legal entities in which you have checked the legal employer flag as an yes. So let's see which one was mine. It should be TRLEIN or LEUS. Okay. So this is my legal employer. No, it is global name is American English. You have selected this at a managed enterprise HCM information place. Now you can enter some personal details like your first name, last name, and all the field which is marked as a star are mandatory. So I create last name, meaning one, user one. Okay, so you can enter some details like title, prefix, suffix. So these are optional. So for time being, we can leave it. If you want, you can enter. So I have entered details like legal employer, last name, first name, gender, date of birth, and as we are hiring in US, so we will use SSN. So national identifier type will become social security number. The format. So here system actually do a validation also in case if you are entering a invalid SSN, it will give you an error if the format is not correct. Okay. So now click next.
A small correction there on the format, you know.
Yeah, so see it is giving a problem that the SSN must be a 9-digit numeric number.
Yeah, 3, 2, and 4.
No.
No, after 2 digits, you have to, after 1, 3, give a space, then 4 digits.
Okay, this
No.
one?
Yeah, change that, I'll tell you. Yeah, take out 5. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So it actually enforces a validation on your SSN format. Now we have this legal employer US, which was a legal employer and legal entity in a US. So you have all your SSN and every detail. Now in country select US, and it is like entering the personal address of a employee. In a previous page, so see these are different train stops. In a previous identification page, we have entered details like your legal employer, hire date, action reason, and what will be the name detail, first name, last name and all, and we have entered a national identifier detail. Now in the personal information, we are going to enter the details like your address, email, phone number, and we have many other details also which we will see. I am entering the home address. Okay. Now let's add a phone number. So there can be multiple phone numbers type. One can be your mobile phone, one can be home phone. So depending upon the data which you have, you will enter the data. So let me enter home mobile phone number. In a country code, select United States. Okay, so the country code is 1. So it is selected and you can enter detail like. You scroll down. In email, you can enter email details. So it is saying that you must have a valid phone number. So maybe we need to enter the area code also.
You put a 3-digit area code like 202,
Okay. So let me enter
and
202 for you.
okay, and the rest of the numbers you can have like
Yeah. So it
7
is
numbers.
allowing. It is allowing.
Yeah, and one more digit. Yeah, it should be good. 7 digits is good. Yeah.
Okay. Now you can enter any email address. The email address can be also like your work email or a home email. So we have training to one user one, right? Invalid mail.com. These are the informations which we have entered. Now you can enter other details like your marital status and all those things. And depending upon you can enter your ethnicity, you can enter your highest level education, veteran status, all those things. You can also enter your citizenship and a visa information in this. So let me enter like ethnicity, Asian, highest education level is maybe bachelor degree. So you can enter all those details depending upon your requirement. In citizenship, if you want, you can again enter all those citizenships like which country you have a citizenship, and after that what is the issuing country and all those details. And in contact, you can add an emergency contact. So maybe suppose that if you want to add your brother as emergency contact, so you can give a name like training one PC emergency contact user one, and you can give all those details like first name, last name, and you can enter the emergency contact phone number. Again, it will be like home phone. So this was the second page that is majorly related to the personal information like your address, like your email, like your phone number, like your marital status or your ethnicity or your highest education qualifications, or you can also enter a detail regarding your citizenships or your emergency contacts or contacts which you want to add details into the system. Now the third page is majorly the employment page. So there you will see that it will have a work relationship record as well as it will have assignment record, and you can enter the detail like your job, grade, department, everything. So enterprise date is mainly related when the person is hired for the first time in the system. Suppose that a person was hired for the first time in the system and he left the company. So enterprise date will be the start date when the employee was hired for the first time. And this legal employee is like, suppose that a person rejoins in an organization with some other legal entity. So hire date and seniority date will be the legal employer start date. Now, you have all your information. Now the next thing is,
Can you repeat that? I didn't get it.
okay, so suppose that a person training user is a person which was hired in an organization in 2001, okay, 1st January 2001, and that was the first time that person was working for that organization. So that is actually your enterprise start date or enterprise seniority date. Now the person left the organization in 2010 and person again rejoins the organization in 2015. So the enterprise hire date will be still 2001, which was the initial hire date for the person. But as the person has rejoined the organization again and a new work relationship has started, maybe in the same legal entity or maybe in another legal entity. So the legal employer date will change. So it will become 2010 or 2011 or 2015 depending upon the rehire date. Assignment number is something if you can enter manually or you can leave it blank. If you leave it blank, the assignment number will be generated something like E followed by person number. So suppose that a person number is 1234, then the assignment number will be E1234. So it will be like this. The person number is 1234, then the assignment number will be E1234. Normally we generally leave it blank and let the system generate the person number. As you know that in our enterprise, the person number generation method was automatic prior to submission. So you can see a person number is already generated. We haven't clicked submit, though the person number is generated. So the assignment number for this person number will be E followed by 100314. Or if you want, you can enter it manually also. Now, assignment status. So these are the different assignment status you can choose to. So the person which is getting hired in a system can be active, payroll eligible, can be active but no payroll, or can be suspended with payroll or without payroll. Now, you will enter the business unit. Legal employee and business units are mandatory. So, select my business unit. We'll select the business unit TRBU US. Now, if this business unit is mapped to any specific set, all the job, position, grade, location, department, grade, and job, which are mapped to that specific set will start appearing. But in our case, it was a common, so we'll see all the jobs, all the departments, all the grades, which are mapped to the common set. Now, let's select our position which we have created. Position 001. So, you remember this position, while creating the position, we have actually linked this business unit with this position. That is the reason only this position was coming in the list of value. We were not able to see 002. We only saw 001 because 001 was linked to this business unit. 002 is linked to IN business unit, and hence it didn't came in the drop down. And as soon as we remember, this position has this job and this department associated. So you can see that it got automatically filled. If I have created a link between a position and a grade also, so the grade would have also come in the drop down. But for me, I haven't created any relationship, so I can go and search for my grade. So I will select grade 001. Okay, so if you have created grade ladder, then you can also attach a grade ladder while creating the employment of an employee. If you want to follow that grade ladder or a grade and grade step sequence, then you can use this, including grade step progression, because this grade might have different steps. So it will go step 1, step 2, step 3 like this. Or you can uncheck it if required. Now, coming below, you can enter the details like your locations. Let me see the location which I have. So this was the location US. Okay. Now, other details like working at home, worker category, so it is a blue collar or a technical job, then assignment, whether it is a full-time regular or a part-time regular or a full-time temporary. So all other details you can enter, whether it is a regular employee or all those details can be entered. Hourly or a salary, so we can say salary. Working hours, see. The working hours is automatically getting filled, what we have set as an enterprise or a legal entity. So it will automatically flow there. This position was having a FTE 1. So you can see the FTE is also getting populated. And these fields which you are seeing, ACA, eligibility, ACA, full-time, all these are flex fields. So in seeded, we don't have these fields. It is totally a custom field which is dependent on a client requirement. So we'll cover these fields, how to create them in our flex field session. So for time being, you can leave it blank. So this start time and end time is also flowing from the enterprise. Then all things is there. You can leave it blank. Scroll down. Again, these are the extra information flex field. If you want, it is something that somebody has created. Will come below. After entering all these details in this section under job, we have to come down and we have to enter the details of manager. Make sure that you enter a manager every time. So for the first employee, we will add text 6 as a manager, the ID which we are using. And for the second employee, we will use our first employee as a manager. So let's see if we are able to find any. How many tests we have? Okay, so maybe that employee test 6 is not having a line manager role. That is the reason that employee is not coming. So we can use any one of them. Let's use test 12.
But how come they make manager as a mandatory field?
Because whenever you hire an employee, you need to have a manager. And I will also show you that somebody has made it mandatory by a customization. So we'll cover that in a customization session. You can also remove it. Okay? But in your case, you will enter the manager detail also. So you will enter the detail like business unit. You will enter details like job, position, grade, department, location. And you will enter detail like manager detail. You can also enter detail like a provision period, notice period, and all those things. Below you can enter, if you are using a payroll model, then you can enter payroll relationship and you can actually define the payroll relationship in this section. You can add many elements of payroll in this section. So this is totally on a payroll module.
A quick question, Praveen. Is this guy, like the manager you selected, is he already hired in the same business group or enterprise?
No. Manager can be from any business group or any enterprise. The only thing, the manager should have a line manager role. Then only it will appear in that drop down.
So it,
Okay,
it
so
not
system,
necessarily have to be a person of a higher grade or a higher position. It can be anybody who has a role of manager.
yeah, system doesn't post such validation that a person has to be in a same business unit, a person has to be in a same job. It allows you to enter any manager unless the person is having a line manager role.
The thing is that employee should have been created already.
Sorry?
The employee should have been created already. Otherwise,
Manager start date should be on the same date or before the employee hire date. Otherwise, it will not come in the drop down. Okay. So once we have entered the employment information, we'll click next. So in the next screen, we are going to enter the details like your salary and all those things. So see, you remember we attach a grade and grade step. So already you can see that grade and grade step is following in the compensation sheet. So you will enter a salary basic. So salary basic can be like US annually, US hourly. So you can use any one which is created in the system. And grade rates are associated at the salary basic level. Let's see if it is.
So these salary bases, all these are lookups where we can configure.
Yeah. So you have a task manage salary basis, and there you can go and create the salary basis depending upon your requirement. And you can attach the grade and grade rates here. So it is not coming. Let's see. Okay, so let me create a salary basis for this. Then it will come. So the task.
yeah, Praveen,
Yeah.
you mentioned any manager can hire any employee from any organization, any business group, right?
Yeah.
Is it something like some restriction should be there, right? Like, for example, let us say a Reliance employee, can he hire a L&T employee?
No, no, but many times happens in organization, Lakshmi, is that a person working in a business unit A can have a manager from a business unit B.
Business unit is okay, but I was talking about the enterprise level. There should be some restriction, right?
Yeah, there is only one enterprise at a time. Okay,
Okay.
that enterprise will have a multiple legal entity. So if you're talking about L&T, there will be only one L&T.
Correct. Yeah. That is what I wanted to be. That's what I asked you,
Yeah.
that question. Okay.
Now what we are doing is that we have a grade rate and grade. So grade, we have associated a grade with an employee. So this time we'll create a salary basis for that grade. Okay. So let's see TR salary basis 001. So our legislative data group will be US. Salary basis type will be salary determined by the user. We are not using salary component. So we'll use determined by the user frequency annually. If we are using annual, then the realization factor will be 1. Okay. And you can also add a payroll element.
What is a component there? Like, can I go a little more detail on that? Salary determined by components.
So you can have multiple components in the salary. It can be housing, it can be your maybe what you can say, travel allowances, accommodation. So it can be a multiple component salary. So let me use any payroll element which is already created. Okay, so I need to create a payroll element for that grade also. Okay, so for time being, what you can do is that let me see if I have some other elements here. Okay, so what happens in this page is I will explain you. So first of all, you have to create a payroll element. You have to attach a payroll element which you have created to your salary basis while creating a salary basis. And in the salary basis, in a salary range, you can associate a grade rate. So, and this grade rate is associated with the grade. As soon as you assign a grade to a person, grade rate is automatically assigned. And depending upon that grade rate, the salary basis will start appearing in the drop down. So you can use that salary basis. So before creating a salary basis, you have to create a payroll element also. So for the time being, we can leave it like this. This is a page which will display all the information like what you have entered. You have entered your first name, last name, employment details, your address, email. So all those you can display or you can see in the drop down. Anurit, in order to use a salary basis, you need to create a salary basis first. And to create a salary basis, you have to have a payroll element created first. So for each legislative data group, we have to create a payroll element, like whether it is maybe what type of element it can be. It can be your salary element, it can be your housing element, or we can create multiple elements. And we have to attach that element to the salary basis. And salary basis also contains grade rate. So whenever you are creating salary basis, you will attach a grade rate. So as soon as you attach a grade rate to a salary basis, and you attach that grade to a person, that salary basis will start appearing there. So we don't have a payroll element defined person, so for time being we will not enter any salary.
So the question is whether you have a payroll offering or not, whether the client has chosen the payroll or offering or not, you have to enter the salary basis, right?
Yeah. So please, there's something which you can, payroll element is something which is like independent on payroll. So suppose that if you just want to capture only specific information like salary, so you can go and create element, payroll element, and you can use that element in while creating a salary basis.
So it is not necessary that you have a payroll offering. You just create a one payroll element and create the salary. That's
Yeah.
all. Salary
For
basis.
creation
Okay.
of a payroll element, the entire payroll offering is not required.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, once you have created your person, you will click to navigation, and in navigation you will go to person management, or you can go to person management from this page also. Just give the name. So our person name was training one user one. So this is our person. If you see, the person number is 100314. The national ID is this what we have into. This is a department. This is a location. Person type, job, email address, active payroll. You can click on this person. So this is how the page will look like. So we'll discuss on this page in more detail. So our next task is create two persons. Create one person using all the combinations of US which you have created like legal entity, US location, US grade 001 or something, and create other person with a other set of combination. Creating a person, navigation, my client group, new person, and in a new person you need to go to this task and click on hire an employee. Change the date to 1/1/2019 and use a hire action and hire reason. And you can enter all the details which you have created in legal entity and all those details, all those fields.
So most of these information, jobs, positions, grades, everything is loaded as part of the conversion, right? One-time conversion.
Yeah. So suppose that if you have a small quantity, like you need to create 4 or 5 locations, so you need to create 4 or 5 business units, then you can do it manually.
Yeah.
But we can also use HDL to load all of them. So if you have received the day 4 session material, so in the day 4, if you go in this HDL file, you will see the foundation data. So like we have a template for grade, we have a template for jobs, location, organization is the department. So we can load all of them.
Okay.
Okay. So legal entity is something which you need to create manually.
Yeah.
Legal entity and business unit. Other than legal entity and business unit, you can load all the data by one-time load. Because legal entity and business unit are normally a handful. It is never we have in a mass. So you have to do that approach manually. Other than that, you can create everything from the
Yeah.
HTML. So while creating the second employee, please use the first employee which you have created. Enter value in area code. Anirudh, you can use 020 and the phone number should be 7 digits, like 2367894, something like that.
So you created 2 employees.
Yeah, I have created two. So create two because we have to do a lot of exercise on these two.
So do you want to start us creating now or?
Please, I thought you guys are creating. Please create both the employees. Keep a note of the employee which you are creating.
You can note the employee number too, right?
And once you have created, go to the person management and validate that your person is coming in this search. And you will see a lot of difference when you select India for an employee, an India legal employee. So you will see that the national identifier type will change. For US, the national identifier type is different. So you will see those changes depending upon the country also. When you go to the employment page, for US, there will be a section which will ask for I-9 details. If you go for India, then you will see that the I-9 details section will be collapsed. So you don't have to enter any data there.
So once we hire the employees, so for employee dashboard and manager dashboards are different.
Yeah.
So do you want to create for one for US and one for?
Yeah. So create two employees and using one set of configurations you have done for US, create one employee for with help of those configurations, and one set you have created for India. So create another employee for India location. And while creating second employee, make sure that you select the first employee as a manager. And while creating first employee, you can use any manager like test 13, test 12.
So they remove that gender and date of birth validation, whereas in EBS it is mandatory.
Hmm. Yeah, but you can force it. So we'll see in our customization session that in case you want to make some field mandatory on a certain page, we
Okay.
can do that. So genders and date of birth is very much required for benefit and payroll motives.
Yes. So what I'm saying is that earlier in EBS
Mhm.
there is no option. It's a mandatory. So
Okay. In fusion, it might be a case that if somebody is not implementing, but everyone will enter gender and date of birth.
exactly.
Is the grade mandatory?
Sorry, Lakshmi?
Is the grade mandatory?
Is that
See, I'm
grade
trying to
mandatory you are saying?
Yeah, it's not. Is it mandatory? Because you selected the job position.
So if you select a position, job will automatically come. Business unit, if you select a
Yeah,
business unit, yeah.
those things have come. Oh, my only question was the grade. When I was trying to do the grade, I wasn't able to remember what I created on the grade. So, will it
Just for
automatically?
your note.
Yeah.
You have created two positions, if I remember. In one
Correct.
position or a job, you have associated a grade, for other you don't have associated a grade. So if you have associated and you're using that position or a job, it will automatically flow. If we have not associated it, then you can use any other grade from the system.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I have an issue that I need to make sure. Okay.
When the where is the
Mhm.
home address, it says country and it says additional information.
No, in home address, country, and you have this address line one, postal code. So all those things you can enter there.
Can you give me a presentation, right? I'll show you what I'm talking.
Sure. Employee RFC, leave it blank, Arun.
So after the identification, the personal information, the home address, did you see this one? Like why we should be able to enter our home address, right?
Yeah, click back. I think you have not entered at that time. Click back.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
to enter.
So click next. I think click next. Yeah. The information is missing on the personal information. So right now it was on page one. See, it is blank. That was the reason no data was coming in your review page.
What I did not make any changes right here. Did I make any changes to it?
Maybe you might have missed entering those address detail in the personal information.
Again, if you say this now,
Click back again. Okay. Click next. Wait a second, like this. Click back. Let's see. You have clicked save. Now go back again. Can you scroll down? First name, last name, country, scroll down. Okay, go next. Enter system. I think there's some problem with the system. You have to enter the address line once and a postal code also.
Right now, these are not required, I guess, for onboarding, I believe.
No. Yeah.
Your position and everything is mandatory, right?
Yeah. So as soon as you select a position, it is not mandatory. So
Yeah.
see, while creating an employee, legal employee and business unit is mandatory. You can leave the position, grade and all those things, and you can come back and enter the data again. Wait for some time. Depending on the position, job will be automatically position. Select the correct position. Remove the percentage. Yeah. Just type SM. Are you sure that this position is tied to the business unit which you have selected?
I'm using your training data setup and I'm getting headcount error.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because I have used headcount as a one in that position.
Will it be possible for you to increase so that we can use
Sure.
your valid training setup data? I mean, we don't know what mistakes we have done.
Sure. So, why are you not using your setup data, Santosh? I can change the headcount, but I was assuming that everyone has created their own setup data.
Well, I want to do it the right way. I don't want to waste time going back and forth again.
Okay. So
um,
let me change.
okay, we got it now.
So what position you are using? You are using, I think, position one.
001.
Okay.
And I did not set up any grade ladder or grade while creating positions and jobs. It should be fine, right?
Yeah. So you will see that the system will allow you to enter a grade. If you have selected, then it would have displayed automatically.
Oh, okay.
Like as you select position, the job department would have appeared automatically.
Location is also not matter about the things. So
It is not mandatory, but yeah, enter it.
some of the stuff it came, you know, to search it manually sometimes. So what is this ACA eligibility? I know, like,
Let me change the position and I will come back to you.
okay.
I'm having an issue with salary, man. Salary basis.
See, Lakshmi, salary basis, for that we need to create payroll limit first. Okay. So payroll limit is something which I was actually trying to find that if it is already in system, I will go and reuse it. So as we don't have a payroll element, so the first task is to create a payroll element. Okay. Now the second task is to use that payroll element and the grade rate which you have created to create a salary basis. And as soon as you go on a salary page, you will see that a grade is associated. So
Correct.
the grade which contain the grade rate, and as you have created a salary basis for that grade rate, it will start appearing in that drop down.
Yeah, I just chose a, random grade name. Uh,
For salary basis, you can leave it. Just don't enter any compensation detail and move forward.
yeah. Okay.
Santosh, I have changed the uh, position headcount, so you should be able to use that position now.
Getting
Yes, sir. Click cancel, click cancel.
okay.
Remove this position from this, clear the position data, clear the job data, clear department, clear the location. why are you using the business unit 100 sales? You should have used your business unit
Oh,
because that
yes.
business unit you have tied a position to.
I saw it wrong business. All right.
So if you use a correct business unit, you will see that position will, only that position will appear in the drop down.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah. So I believe it will come now.
Yeah, so click on that drop down. You will see, just don't enter anything.
Perfect.
So it will appear that position. And as soon as you select a position, the system is doing some processing. Job, department, everything,
Just
and
populate.
whatever this time gets populated. Assignment, full-time, regular, your FTE, everything gets populated. If you would have attached grade also to that position or a job, then that grade would have also appeared.
Yeah. Okay.
So just enter any grade which you have created. No, not in a grade ladder. Use grade. We haven't created any grade ladder.
And it's X.
Just type TR or whatever you have. Clear, okay? Yeah, just type SM, it will start. Okay.
Praveen, it
Click
still
next.
says that the selected position has no open headcount, select a different position to continue.
Can you go back and refill that employment page again, or just try to refill the position data again?
Okay, so I change and make some saves. Okay. Make some saves.
Okay,
I think that should be enough, I guess. These are not like.
these are not these are payroll related fields. So go next. And if you have the salary basis and everything defined, you can enter the data. So we don't have salary basis created, so we'll leave this. Click next.
Okay.
Submit. Now can you give the presentation rights to Santosh? Santosh, are you able to fix the issue, or you need me to see the issue? Wait a minute. I think I have actually corrected the wrong.
So where is the search here for the?
1 minute. I'm just changing this one. Santosh, can you try again?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. I'm just entering. I'm going back and doing it again. It's running a little
No.
slow.
The problem was with me. I think I corrected or I changed the data in some incorrect position.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have, yeah. So there's a lot of TR positions. So I got confused and I actually changed it for some other position.
Okay, let me try again.
So how do we search that person? It should be on the.
So see, there are two ways. Either you go to this navigation, okay,
Yeah.
and my client group, click on person management, use this option. And you can use it by person number if you remember the person number, or you can give the name.
Hold on. So sorry, I lost it. Can you show me?
Navigation, my client group,
Yeah.
person management.
Oh, okay.
Manage grade, right?
Yeah. Try to search with your initials as SN or something what you have used.
I don't know.
Did you took a note of what you were creating anywhere in the notepad or something?
Yeah, I made, but I don't know. I'm not sure about the grades thing. What happened?
Okay, so it is. Can you go up there again?
See, I was not sure about this one. What grade I created?
Okay, go there in the system. Just remove the percentage. Give L percentage. Yeah. Search. Okay. Go to advanced. Make the name is not blank.
Not like,
Select is not blank. Last one. Code is
okay.
not blank. Give a search. Okay. Scroll down and try to see what you have created. You might remember. Yeah.
Can you increase for your business unit TR underscore BU India? Can you increase the positions? Actually, when I create a business, I'm like when I create a positions, I create everything in US only. I did not create it in India.
So India, I have 10 headcounts, so you can go ahead and use them.
I'm also getting FT error.
For what location? For what position?
Equivalent for position 001.
So what FT you are trying to enter?
No,
It is coming by yeah.
when I choose the TR position 001 after head count, now it is giving me it does not have more FT available.
Okay, so let me see something. So what position 2 you are trying to use? Let me see if I
TR
am able to.
position 001, the one which you created.
Okay, so there is a problem with. So
No,
you have picked 002, I think, in the chat.
I did not put anything in the chat.
Okay, so it is Sandeep.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let me see what positions. Yeah.
So Praveen, did you increase it, the position?
Yeah, yeah, just 1 minute. So for position 2, I think, can you try again? For position 1, I'm doing.
Sure.
Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Meanwhile, it is getting submitted.
The position has no vacant FT.
Yeah, it is still getting submitted.
Okay. So when we have this global implementation, so everything will be single sign-on, and you
Yeah.
just flip these business units and legal entities whenever you do a transaction. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So unlike EBS, you have to change your instances or responsibilities.
No, no, no. It is like a single sign-on. So whenever you are logged into HCM, you will be logged into Talio, you will log into, and it can be done by your Active Directory also. So whatever you have in your Active Directory, company single sign-on, you can use this responsibility. Okay, can you try again for both the positions, position 1 and position 2?
Sure. So hiring status, it says proposed. So can you approve it?
Is it really, is it coming in a message?
It's just it.
So it is like if it is not allowing, go with the first 2 characters. If it is allowing, then it's fine.
Yeah. All right. So I'm done with the new hire.
Both the employees?
Yeah. One for US, one for India.
Click correct. And is this business unit created by you? AS Business Unit India 001? And do you have any position assigned to this business unit? Click OK. Yeah, scroll down, select, click on the drop down. Just click on the drop down. The position, if it is associated, it will come. Okay, click search. Can you go to it? Can you open another app? Click yes. Try to search. Okay. Can you open another tab? Keep the screen like this. Just open another tab in the browser. EX, the instance URL. Click enter. Select the URL and click enter. The second one. It was a wrong URL, yeah. The second or the third one. Yeah. Okay. Now go to setup and maintenance and go to the position which you're trying to enter by going to the manage position task. Click manage position. Click enter. Search. So there's okay. Click the position. So see the business unit name is different. It is BUUS001 and the business unit which you are trying to select is AS or something. Click on that position. See the business unit is a different one. So you have used a different business unit. So try to use this business unit. Yeah. Now click the drop down of the position. Click on the arrow in front of position. Now if you select the position, jobs, department, click yes. That is fine. So all these data like job, department came from the position. You can enter the grade which you have created. Enter the grade and enter the location. These two fields are empty. You have one grade, use it one day. So in both the employee use the same grade. And enter the location which you have created. No. Wait a minute. Click on review. No, click on review and click on submit after that. Yes. Now scroll down and see the changes which you have done. Okay? Click done now. So guys, please confirm once you are done with the exercise, creating 2 employees. I have received the confirmation from Shri and Sandeep.
Do you want me to create, I created for US.
Yeah, create for India.
US only and supervisor to that. I did not create a supervisor.
Create 2 sets of employee. So for one set of employee, the first set you can use any supervisor in the system like test 13, test 12. Create another set of employee with another set of configuration data which may be specific to India or US and use the first employee which you have created as a manager for the second employee.
Okay, so what you say is like two employees, for example, for each. Okay.
No. One. So one for US, one for India. So we need total 2.
I created one for US. So I have to go create another one for India.
India, yeah. And this time use a US employee which was created as a manager for India employee.
Okay, got it. All right.
My submit button is not getting enabled. Is that because of my last page not entered?
So on, did you click on review before submitting?
No.
Please click on review. Once you click on review and see the details, then the submit button will appear.
Now me mute right now? The mute button is not showing up over here.
No, no.
Could you please refresh me what I should enter for the salary information? Like I'm doing for the India employee. What should be my salary basis?
We haven't created a salary basis, so for time being, you can leave the salary detail blank. It is not a mandatory thing.
So just role,
So
I have to add one role. That's it.
Yeah, correct next.
I'm just making him a cost accountant.
Yes, sir. Kashif, can you put Anuradh on a mute because he is not able to mute himself? Okay, guys. Yes, Santosh.
I have one question. Do I have to like change my do something before I do a second employee? Because when I do the legal employer for the oh no, I got it. Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. So, as we are done with our employee creation, so the next task is to see how can we actually do information. So see, employee is hired in a system. So employee, yeah, Anuruddh, you are mute now. So employee life cycle has begun. So the first step is to get your employee in the system. Now what happens, employee work for a company for 10 years or maybe 5 years. So in 5 years, there will be a lot of other assignment change, like employee will be shifted to some other locations, or employee manager will change, employee will get promoted, or maybe there can be another activities on an employee record. So how to capture them? So we'll see what are the different activities we can capture, and what are the different ways which we can use to capture, and what are the different other things which we can do by going to the person management page. So whenever you have to search any employee in the system, you have to go to the person management page, and there you can search the employee either by your person number if you know, or you can search it by person name. So we'll go to the person management, and we will try to search our first employee, this one, training user 1. So for me, I have noted down the person number and name also. So I will click on person number. So this is my employee. Okay. So there are two ways of doing any action on the employee. One way is that you can scroll to the right, and from this action tab, you can perform various actions, like if you want to capture something related to absence, like absence data, absence cases. So you can go to the absence. If you want to capture something like payroll information, like your element entry, costing information, like the payroll relationship, so you can use these options. If you want to capture something related to compensation, if you have this compensation module in place, so you can go and create the compensation sheet for an employee. You can see the different salary, the salary history, the increment, percentage, everything can come into this. If you want to see or do any personal data change, like your marital status, or like your legislation, ethnicity, so all those things can be done by managed person task. If you want to do any employment related data change, like job, assignment, positions, transfer, so you have to go to manage employment. And these are the other tasks which we'll see. And if you want to see the work relationship detail, So you have to go to manage work relationship. So we'll go on these three tabs first. So first of all, let's see manage work relationship. So as I have said that work relationship is a relationship between an employee and the legal employer. So see, you will see that legal employer is LEUS, country, worker type, worker detail, and I-9 detail is also there if you want to enter. Then you have this enterprise hire date and legal employer hire date, all those things are there. So these are the only detail which is stored at a work relationship. Now let's go to manage person. So manage person tab will store the informations like your personal detail. So all the personal detail like your last name, first name, detail like your address which you have entered, detail like your date of birth, detail like your SSN, legislative information, your gender. So whatever is a personal detail is stored in this place. Okay. Any emergency contact will be stored into this contact tab. So you remember we added a contact while hiring a person as a brother. So it is coming in this place. All the documents will be captured at a document tab. So we'll see how to create a documents and all also. We have exercise on that. All the citizenship for the passport detail, if you have entered the citizenship detail, will appear in this tab. Then you have this disability. There you can enter the disabilities, various type of disability a person is having, and you can also enter some extra information. These extra information is again a person extensible field, which we'll discuss in tomorrow's session. So whenever you have to do any changes on name, on marital status, on national identifier, all personal information, then you have to come to this place, manage person. And whenever you have to do any changes on the assignment record, like your job, positions, legal employer, or business unit, you have to go to manage employment. Whenever you click a person in a person management, it will land you to the manage employment page directly. Okay, now let's try to do some changes for this person. Okay, so what we will do is that we will change the location of this person. So we'll change it to some other location which is created in system, some random location. So there are two modes of doing change. If you want to do a change on a higher record only, that is as if you are correcting the data, then you will use the mode as in correct. So in that case, what will happen? It will actually change the existing record. It will not create a new record of data. And suppose that if you want to create a new record of data, that is a change location, that a location is really changed, and it is like the person was in this location till 1519, and from 1619 the person is shifted to a new location. If you want to capture that information, then you need to use the update mode. Click update. So once you click update, you can give the effective start date. So I am saying that the person location was changed on 1/5/2019, and the action will be change location. So you can have multiple actions like assignment change, demotion in the assignment, in probation period, global transfer, job change. So there's a lot of action. So depending upon your requirement, you will choose a action. These actions and action reasons can also be custom created. So you can see that KK001, KK001 return from leave. So these are custom created actions. And these are seated, location change. Each of the action will have several regions attached to them. So we'll select, so for this there is no reason, so we'll keep it blank. Click OK. So the system is giving us a flexibility to change all the data, like but we are only concerned with changing the location. So we'll go to the location tab, and it was US. I will change it to some other location. Let's see what is there in the system. So let me use something like this. Test US Hamburg town of, which is somebody created by somebody else. Okay, so I have changed the location detail, and you can see the action is location change effective from 1/5/19. Click review. Submit will not be enabled unless you click on review. So it is saying that current role is this role requested, so you can click OK. So we'll discuss on this more detail once we are doing a security session. So in the review page, if you see, you will see that there is no change in the job, there is no change in the manager. But if you scroll down in location, it will show you the change. So in location, it is showing current value, proposed value. Okay. For all other, you will see that there is no current, there is no proposed, because we are not doing any change on them. Click some. Now let's search our person again. So this was our person number. Now if everything is fine, the location should be changed to some location like test US. So you can see that the location is changed. Click on this. It will directly land you to the employment page. Now, if you see the current as of today's date, the action is location change and the start date is 1/5/19. Previously, we were able to see the higher record. Now we are able to see the location change. You can see that the location will be test US. Okay. Now let's see what was the history. So in history, you will click on view history. So it is showing that 1/1/19 person was hired, and on 1/5/19 the location got changed. If you want to see the detail of 1/1/19 record in a more detailed view, click on this. So it is, see, effective is 1/1 and it got dated on 1/4 because the new record was added from 1/5. That was the location change. And in this, if you scroll down, the location would be something different. It was the location. So is it clear how assignment change work? So similarly, as we have changed the location, you can change the job, you can change the positions, you can do a lot of things.
Question.
Yeah.
See the type, the worker type changed from hire to employee.
The worker type is employee. In the second record also the worker type is employee.
Let's just go back and see the history.
Yeah. So see, I am on the first record, 1/1/14. Now I am going to the 1/5 record.
Okay, the action was
Yes,
all right. Higher than
because
yeah.
we
Yeah, got
the
it.
location change. Okay. So any question on this? So please change the location of your both employees from the location what you have to some other random location which is in the instance. You can use any location. If it is US, take any location of US in the system. If it is India, take any location of India in the system. So meanwhile, I am doing for my other employee.
So, can the same thing be done through the correct option? Means,
So okay,
change it through the
yeah,
correct option?
Anirudh.
Or would it not
It
show in the history if you use the correct option?
Yeah, so correct is like you have entered the data wrong. So you are correcting the data. So it is like you have entered the location wrong and you are correcting the location. So it is like it will not show you a history. In that case, it will be only one record higher. Okay? But now you have changed the location. It is not a incorrect data. It is like you are trying to add another row on the higher record on the top of that. So then you have to use the update mode. So what you can do is that try to change the location first by going to a correct mode. See how it appears. So you will see that there will be no history. And then use the update mode. So you will be able to see the difference and you will be able to understand what is happening.
Right now, the task is to change the location for both the employees we created, right?
For the employees, yeah, to any random location which is already there in the system. And user date is effective start date as 1/5/19.
ख्याल नहीं रहता वो खाना खिला दिया सो जाओ बोल के बोले काम पर बनना नहीं मालूम अरे अरे फोन फोन ये फोन अरे फोन फोन कुंदली फोन कुंदली फोन कुंदल दिए अच्छा हुआ तेरा चाचा बच्चा हुआ मेरी सास को बच्चा हुआ मेरी सास तुम्हारी नानी है सुने मेरी सास को बच्चा मोशन कर लेके पूरा मोशन कर लेके देख पूरा कर ले उठो उठो सिद्ध है इसका ने कर लिया देखो उठो उठो है पूरा उठ कर दिया उठो उठो उठ के ठहर रे अरे उठ के ठहर रे वाह आया बुलाना है गोटियां तेरी गोटियां पूरे आए गोटियां पूरे अशु लेने की होना बोल के करता
You cannot put past date, right?
So you have to give any date which is after the hire date.
Exactly.
Because hire will be your first record. You cannot enter any date before hire date. The system will not allow you.
Exactly.
So change the location for both the employees and let me know once we are done.
So in the action I chose, location change, and the action reason just froze on me. I mean, there's nothing coming up
Yeah.
around. Did I make
So
mistake?
there is no action reason attached to that action. So that is the reason. You can keep it blank. Action reason is not a mandatory.
Suddenly the screen just froze. I mean, nothing is coming up.
Try to enter the data and click next.
Okay.
And we will also see how to create action and action reason once we are done with all these transactions. So in case, suppose that if we have a requirement, custom requirement for custom actions and custom action reasons, so we can create those also.
And keep the save transaction, delete the save transaction, start new one, resume the saved transaction. That's what I did earlier.
Yeah, I think your ad blocker is enabled. That might be a reason.
No, it's
Can
disabled on.
okay, click on resume the save transaction. The effective date must be later than the effective start date of a previous record. So, when did you hire your person?
The hire date was today's date, but I changed the location change. If you see, I put like August 30, 2019.
But you are doing a future dated transaction, I think.
Right.
So it is, can you click, I think, let me see. When was your hire date? Can you show me again?
Hire date was 1 fall 2019.
Okay, but how can you do this transaction? System will never allow you.
Why?
Because 112 is, and it is 19, okay. So 112,
And this is 8/30, 2019. So it's a future date.
5,000 की भाई 5,000 की भाई वाले उठो नूर भाई छोटे लोग भाई, हमारे छोटे लोग भाई उठो, हेलो 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 जी भाई, हेलो जी भाई।
आयता नाही उठाना भाई.
आयता-
पुरी नाही
काय
उठाना. पुरी नाही उठाना.
उतरते, जाके ऐसा कर, अरे पूरा कच्चा होता है ये, बोले सिर का सुन इतना नीचे से कर, नीचे से कर, नीचे ऐसा कर। रे 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 बंद कर, बंद कर, बंद कर, बंद कर, ऐसा बंद कर रही है, अरे बंद कर रहे, अरे बंद कर रहे ऐसा, अशो अरे बंद कर रही है, बंद कर दे असरा। हाथा धोले, हाथा धुला दी जरा,
पप्पा देखो मेरा आटा.
अरे जरा ये तेल पे सीधा कर, अरे अरे बाप,
आटा जोड़ता करा दो.
अरे अरे खाली पानी, माँ बंद कर दे, बंद कर पानी इधर, बंद कर इधर, बस से आगे, इधर कर, अरे अरे बाप,
What? Adi.
इधर इधर,
What? How? Eh? Because doctor that
अरे साइड में है, हाँ इधर,
काय तो नाही आती बाई आती.
अरे डाल डाल,
ओही फोन आ रहा है. दूध वाला. आपको दूध करने मंडे. आपको दूध करने मंडे.
ऐसा पकड़ रही है, छी गली, निकाल रहे बाप, ये पकड़, उठा,
कान में दांत गई. दिलो वो आते तमें.
मेरा तेल दो,
से आप एक मिनट बोलो. यहाँ पे
यहाँ रख लिया कुल्ली में, ले लो डाल,
कान में जाती नहीं. ये बोलते थे भाई डेढ़े पान दा पूछा मैं दिया पूरे पान दा में तू
डाल,
कान में जाती नहीं.
अरे इधर देख पहले तू, छी, वो आ रही।
The reason is, see, it is date track, correct?
Yeah.
So if you, what is the current date? Current date is 12, right? 1/12.
Yeah.
So you're putting the effective date as a future date.
That is correct.
So if you go to, let us say, 131 or 130, you will be able to see the record or the changes, the history.
Yeah. So even I put in August, for my first employee, I see that changes.
No. The current system effective date is as of date, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it is not showing you the future changes. Did you get my point?
So where do you
I
change the
entered
effective
the
date?
month.
Where do you
I
change the
entered the
effective date?
month of June.
Oh, friend, understand what I'm saying. See, the system's current effective date is today. If you go change the system to the future date, it will show that changes.
Yeah.
Because you put the future date. Does it make sense?
Yes. That is what I'm trying to
That's
achieve.
why you're not able to see the record.
But where do we have to go to see that future record?
So you have to go. I need to see. I need to take a look at it where you go change the effective date. So you need to go change the effective date. Probably if Praveen is back, he can show you or me.
Do you guys have any Indian locations? I don't find a single
You just
location.
go put the TR, man. Instead of putting STU, put the TR, location TR. You should find Indian, some Indian. Yeah,
I have a location called SMTR LOC in.
yeah. That should be good. Review and save. Yeah.
Okay, so guys, sorry for the disturbance. I lost my network. So is everything working fine? Sandeep, that problem is solved, or we are still facing the
Yeah.
problem?
So I did not make any changes. So and I submitted again. It was fine.
See, the problem is, he's putting a future date. And
Because it was future dated. You hire an
Yeah.
employee in January and you are doing the transaction on August.
So this is what I am doing. So if you guys see my screen, so I was hired on 1/12.
That is fine. So if you want to see a future date record, while searching the yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it works, right? So I'm like, it's up to us. So I changed both employees' location, one for August and one for January 30. So now if I see my assignment history, so I'm able to see everything.
That is fine. Sure. So if you search in a person management, depending upon the date you are giving when searching, record will appear. So if you use a date 15, so you will be able to see the higher record. If you give any date after 30 or maybe any date after August, then you will be able to see the location record. Try doing that in
So
case
that's
you are doing a future dated transaction.
But when we search without effective date, so we can see everything, right, for the person.
So any problem how can we hire a person, how can we change the location? By the same way as you have done change location, you can change any other field on the assignment, and you can use the proper action and action to be visible.
We're not able to
Any other
see
solutions you guys have?
We only
we are
see your
doing okay.
desktop.
We are actually running the whole day, but I'm not worried.
Hey, Praveen, we are only seeing your
Yeah.
desktop.
Yeah. Actually, there is a lot of problem on the internet on my side. So this Airtel is not working. Yeah, not this thing. It is start meeting is really connecting again. So I'm asking that is there any problem or anything you want me to explain again until the topic which we have covered till now?
I think somebody wanted to check how to see or change the effective date, whether it's a person or the system effective date, and go see the future. The date thing, going past and the future one.
Okay, so we have Sandeep has done some transactions on a future date. So let me give a presentation right to him and we'll try to see how the data appears.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಾಡು
So what happens, Lakshmi, is that meanwhile Kashif is translating, I will explain. So when you do person management and whenever you enter a person number or a person name, so there you have an option to enter the effective date also. So if you don't enter any effective date, it will display you the latest record as of today's date, I think. And if you enter effective date that is the past dated, then it will actually display the record which was effective as of date on which you are trying to search an employee. Suppose that Sandeep has done some future dated transactions and it is in August and you want to directly see that record. So in that case, while searching a person, you just go and change the effective date somewhere on the August date or something in September or October. So it will display you the future dated record.
Yeah, I get your point. Like where on the application where you go and make those changes to the effective date. That was the question.
So see, you are not manually doing any changes on the effective date. So suppose that if you are doing a change location, okay, and you are using a future date. So in that case, itself the transaction you are doing is a future date transaction, and the data which will be stored will be saved according to those dates.
I get your point. Like, see, suppose I want to go see the history. Like, I go to the person record, right? And I want to see the changes. So,
Okay.
if there are any
So that means-
future dated ones, you need to put the future date, effective date, right?
Yes.
So,
You need to
okay.
give a future date.
Okay, okay, Praveen, I'll show them. Okay. So,
Or you need to hit the database.
okay, so right now I created a new hire date with today's date. Okay, even if you do not remember your future date, you can still go and check there.
So in the history, it will give you the future date transaction.
Exactly.
So if you click on view history, all the future dated, old dated, everything will be there.
And even we can put the Excel sheet.
Okay. So see, can you click done, Sandeep? Click on done.
Okay.
Go to the person management. So guys, if suppose that on this record, any future dated transaction is there. So you don't need to enter the today's. By default, effective as of date will be today's date by default. So leave it like that. Enter the person number, hit the person name. So one way to identify that this person is having a future without going to history is that you will have an effective end date. Effective end date on a current record will only exist if there is a future dated transaction. So you can easily notice that this is a current record as of 1/12/19, but it also has an end date. That means we have some future dated transaction for this employee. Okay, so we know that we have some future dated transaction. Now we want to know what exactly the transaction is. So you need to click on view history. So once you click on view history, you will be able to see the exact future date transaction which we have for this employee. And you can see that the start date is one date after the end date of previous transaction. So you will be able to see what is the highlight that. Highlight this 8/30/19. Yeah. And click on view change detail. View change detail in the top. It will give you that what was the detail which was changed. Now you will come to know that we had a change location and this location was changed. And if you further want to see the entire record, you can click on the date. Click done. Click on that field. So it will land you to the page which will be effective in August. Okay, now you can see the detail. Click done. That is one way to see the future dated transaction. Just identify whether the current record is having a end date. If yes, then go to the history. Now search for this person and change the date somewhere in the September effective date. Now if you're searching on September, then we should be directly able to see the location change assignment. So system will display the assignment which is active on 9/26/19. So see, we are directly going to the location change.